So yeah, as you can see, we've started doing giveaways during our live streams here. If you were here for Jorge's stream last week, we gave away one of his Delta Rune shirts. This time we're giving away 2 sets of Undertale clear files. As you can see, they are based on the shirts we have for Undertale. There's a lot of times when we share a shirt design and people say, I'd rather have that as a print or something, because it's a little too loud for my taste. Well, you're in luck, because we've got these clear file sets. You can put all kinds of flat things in it. I recommend paper. Paper is a good thing to put in here. But if you got other flat things, totally doable, totally fine. Flatbreads, sheets of nori, tape. If you want to put tape in there, that's fine. Oh, sticker sets. Sticker sets would be great. So just type !giveaway in the chat, and you will be entered to win. And at the end of the stream, we are going to pick one winner. Yes, you can put pancakes in here. Go ahead. Lots and lots of flat possibilities. And they're in different sizes, too. Like the slim ones you see to the right. That's good for, like, concert tickets. I know we can't go to concerts right now, but receipts. I like to put receipts in them. Get ready for tax time. Don't worry, taxes are not going to be coming here for another while. In the meantime, you can file them all away in these clear files. Anywho, thanks for joining me again. I will remind you of this giveaway periodically throughout the stream. So, if you've been to my streams in the past, you'll know that I always start off with drawing, by drawing an Amabiye, which is a Japanese yokai, a Japanese monster that is meant to ward off plagues. And the idea is, if you show a picture of the Amabiye to people, it's good luck, and it wards off plagues that might be happening or might be coming in the future. So this time I wanted to show off how I design enamel pins, because that is one thing I design a lot of at Fangamer. Ooh, and I'm gonna be a clear file. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, and I forgot to mention. Let me pull that up again. So the clear file I designed is this one. Whoops. My Megalovania shirt design that has Sans Undertale on there. Very popular. One of our best-selling shirts. You can have it as a clear file. Okay, so enamel pins. I've been asked in the past, like, how do I design an enamel pin? Like, what is my process? Honestly, a lot of it is just, I don't know, I just draw something that looks cool and then I convert it into a vector file and that's it. And as you can tell, I'm not very good at explaining things. That's why it's better for me to show and demonstrate exactly what goes through my mind as I design things, design enamel pins, what kind of things I keep in mind for enamel pins, because you know, you gotta take certain things into consideration that you wouldn't for other kinds of artwork, like designing a t-shirt. First of all, I wanted to explain the difference between hard enamel pins and soft enamel pins, because that is one thing I've had to explain a lot of times as well, even to other designers, because sometimes people just can't tell the difference. So let me pull up this picture that I did not make. I got it off the internet. At least I think I got it. Okay, let me just download this again. I mean, it's easy to find examples of this when you use Google image search. But let me pull it up for you. Here we go. So I thought this showed the difference very well between the two. As you can see, the soft enamel pins are where the lines are raised, so it has kind of like a 3D bumpy texture. And hard enamel pin is when it's all flattened out. You can kind of tell the difference between the line work between the two here, and that's due to the process for each one. So when you design an enamel pin, you got to think about if you're going to go with soft enamel or hard enamel, because see, the lines are much thinner in the soft enamel here. This is the exact same design, and when it's hard enamel, the lines are all like thicker. Yeah, a lot of people have like strong opinions over whether they like soft or enamel. Like some people are like, I only collect hard enamel pins, and some people only collect soft enamel pins. I like both. They both have their own purpose, and it really depends on the design for me. You can achieve better detail on the soft, because you can see, like, especially, do you see that? Like, if you look there, and then compare it to here, that's like a big difference. Yeah, hard enamel can have thinner lines, but in this case, you can see, like, the same file produces different results depending on whether it's soft or hard. And why this happens is, and this is easier for me to show, actually let me pull that back up again. Easier for me to demonstrate by drawing it out. So, it's soft enamel pin. Let's say you're looking at these things from the side. Let's just pretend this is like a side view, like if it was cut in half. And the black lines, like, those would be the metal parts, like the line work. And I'll copy that here. Actually, let me redraw some of this. Okay. So those black lines, that's the metal. So that's the metal, and then you inject, when they make the enamel pin, they eject ink in there. So for soft enamel, like, they don't fill all the way up to the top. And that's why you got the raised line work. So it looks kind of like this. You also get, like, kind of a nice dip there. That's just how ink works. So it looks like that. And in hard enamel, it's the same thing. Like, they fill it with ink. They fill the metal mold with ink. Except with hard enamel, after they do that, they then polish it down like that, so it's all flattened out. And that's why, like, the thin line work here can end up becoming thicker. So yeah, knowing how the process works really helps, because then you can, like, design it to make sure you get the best results, the kind of result you want. This also helps to know because, you know, you can have, like, cutout effects in enamel pins, but they have to be, like, big enough cutouts, or else they can't do it, because there's something I didn't draw here. Like, the edges are kind of, like, beveled like this. They're not just straight up and down. So, like, let's say you want a little cutout hole on top. Like, say, this is meant to be a hole. But it becomes more beveled as, you know, the metal goes down, so by the end it might look like that, and they can't make a hole. So if you want to make cutouts in your designs, you gotta keep that in mind too. There's like physical limitations to your design. Yeah, soft enamel can have dyed metal too, it's cool. Oh yeah, they just dropped an example in the chat. I recently designed enamel pin for Heartbound. It's got lots of cutouts in there. Hi, Ice5. And hi, Murphigator. So, I hope that helps. Now you know the difference between soft and hard enamel. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a quick demonstration of what I do when I make, or when I design for an enamel pin. And as always, it'll be in MMBA. I haven't really thought about what kind of pin I want to design, by the way. And also, quick disclaimer, as always, anything I design during my stream, it's not actually going to be made. It's just a demo. Although I could make an MMBA pin if I wanted to. So, oh yeah, I can also re-explain the MMBA itself. That's what it looks like. It's an old drawing of it. So I'm taking this design and putting my own spin again. Actually, since I talked about cutouts in enamel pins, I think I will make sure there's a little cutout hole in this design. Yeah, more yokai pins. That would be cool. I do have my own enamel pins that you can see if you go to shop.spacecoyote.com. There's a ramen skull, like a skull filled with ramen, and a weird three-eyed blue tiger pin. Okay, so keeping this design in mind. Oh yeah, as opposed to when I do a shirt design, I don't really think about the limitations of like how many colors I use. Yeah, the link just got dropped in there. Oh yeah, my non-enamel pins, those were fun to make. Another thing to keep in mind is when I do something like a sharp beak on a pin design. I mean, I'm just in sketch phase right now, but I usually like round out the edges here so it's not too sharp in the end, because we are dealing with metal here. And we have had like some pins at Fangamer that, maybe just one pin actually, one example I can think of, it's so sharp it would just like cut through the packaging. You gotta be careful. Oh, you can't see this? Oh, see, I don't think, like, I'm sure ink colors cost something with each ink color you put into a pin. However, I don't think it really matters enough. Like, I've made some pin designs with like a ton of colors in it, and as far as I know, it hasn't caused any issues. Some pin makers don't allow fan art? I've only made pins through Fangamer, so I don't know about that. Someone else can probably chime in there. Okay, this time it's showing. Sorry about that. I didn't get very far, by the way. I was just explaining how, like, if I do a pointy design like this, I have to go back and round the edges off so that the pins don't become weapons. Let me draw the MVA looking the other way for once. So, okay, I want to do the open beak on the MVA. So if I'm designing for an enamel pin, if I do that, like this is way too close together. I don't think that would even be feasible. Especially if you're making like a typical size pin design, which would be like, I don't know, like inch wide, 1.5 inches wide. So I would look at this and think, oh, I gotta make this beak more open, like that. That's better. A lot of pin manufacturers will start charging extra per color if you have more than 4 or 5 colors. Okay. Yeah, I think when I started designing enamel pins for Fangamer, I asked if there's a limit to how many colors I can have per pin, and I would just be told, like, no, it's okay. It doesn't make enough of a difference for it to matter too much. But maybe it also depends on the manufacturer. If you've been watching too much Game Setter CX, that's not a problem. Yeah, what's the increase per color anyway? Do you know? Oh yeah, another thing to keep in mind when designing for a pin is, like I showed in the cutout view when I was explaining soft versus hard enamel, the mold is like, you know, metal with like raised edges like this, and each line work is like this. Like this is a side view. And so every color you put into your design it has to be like contained within the line work, because they're injecting metal in there. So you have to keep that in mind. You can't have like 2 colors touching, because they're literally filling metal with ink. If you've seen some pin designs with colors that aren't separated by the metal, that's because it was screen printed on there. Yeah, can't do fancy gradients, unfortunately. Screen printing on pins is cool. It achieves a really cool effect, like say if you want to put a blood splatter on your design. But I try not to do those because that leaves like way more room for error. If it's like even slightly off, it can look really bad. So I try my best to avoid that in my designs. I'm gonna keep this like a really simple design, I think. $0.10 per each color, pass forward. Yeah, that's like super tiny. Way cheaper than adding extra colors to a shirt design. Let's make this a wide MIBA. There we go. Oops. There we go. Gotta be careful about this design because there's like lots of points at the bottom there. And of course, I've got to make sure like these gaps are big enough. It's very chonky MIBA. Where should I put the cutout? I haven't decided that yet. It's kind kind of looks like a Tamagotchi so far. Okay, just wondering where I could put the cutout. Oh, I know. So this anime is gonna be skateboarding. So now we have cutouts. I'm thinking right there and there. I like enamel pins with like strong shape to it, like a strong silhouette. If you look at my GDQ pin designs, there's always like some kind of a circle behind it. Like if this was a GDQ pin design, it'd be like this. But I'm not doing that this time. Speaking of, SGDQ is coming up soon, and I will have another pin design for that. So stay tuned. Yeah, if I didn't want to do a cutout, I could just fill like these areas with another color. There are times when I get the mock-up back from the manufacturer and they say, "Oh, these parts that you want cut out, that's too small. We can't do that. So you're gonna have to widen the cutout areas," which sometimes I can't do because of the design. Or I have to pick a color to fill it with. Or just don't fill it with anything, actually. You can totally do that. I did do that with a recent pin design. I can't talk about it, but you'll see when it comes out. Let's just keep this drawing really loose for this design. Maybe do that. I think I'll do something that's a little more detailed, like with thinner lines. Yeah, maybe the hair. Although I don't like how the lines look behind this beak. So maybe I won't do that. I'll just make the line stop there. Yeah, Ice 5, you should totally do a plushie prize for GDQ, if you have time. I could make these wheels, like, actually spinny, but, no, that requires, like, extra design work. When we go into the design document, I guess you call it, that you send to the manufacturer. So not today. Okay, so when it's a more simple design like this, I prefer making it a soft enamel design. But this could go either way, honestly. I think this could work as both soft or hard enamel. Oh, hi Bob. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, if you can't decide whether you want soft or hard enamel, I guess you could ask them to show you both results. But that probably costs more to do that, maybe. Although technically it's the same mold, it's just they shave one down and they don't shave the other one down. So maybe it's not a huge deal. Oh, by the way, once I do the artwork in here, I'm using Clip Studio. Oh shoot, forgot to put up the right info. So yeah, Clip Studio is what I'm using right now, and then I'm gonna convert it into a vector in Illustrator. So that's another thing I gotta keep in mind. I gotta make these lines like very clear and bold, so that Illustrator interprets them correctly. Like right here, that's a little janky. Let me redo that. It's just easier for me to rotate the canvas when I wanted to get a nice curve in my stuff. But I also kind of want to keep this like a deliberately wonky design. So it's not a huge deal. I love doing deliberately wonky designs. There's still a lot of thought that goes into it, but the difference is I can do weird wobbly line work and it totally fits the style. I'm just working within my time limitations. Remember to type ! giveaway in the chat to enter to win 2 sets of Undertale clear files. So since the beak is not part of the edge of the pin anymore, I don't have to worry so much about you know, the gap. Oh, one more thing I gotta mention. Like anywhere where there's a small gap, that leaves more room for error when they fill in the ink. Like when you make a bunch of enamel pins, or when the factory makes a bunch, there's always gonna be a few that don't come out right. So you gotta design stuff to make sure there's very little room for error. Let me see if I can demonstrate in here. Let's see. Okay, this is a good example. Like, see this? This is, like, not great. Because when they inject the ink, some of it, like, might not really reach this tiny gap here. On a shirt design, it wouldn't matter. Enamel pin design, it totally matters. So I would just take this and close it in and make sure it's all touching. Like that. Also, like, when it comes to things like this part, like, see, I filled it all in with my line color when doing the sketch. But now that I'm finishing it, I'm like, do I want to make this pupil the color of the metal, or do I want to fill it with an ink color? Also, I gotta think about what color metal I'm using for this. I think I usually use black nickel for my stuff. But say if I wanted to make this like a gold enamel pin, maybe I want to keep it this way, keep the people this way, and not fill it in. Because I'm drawing a black right now, but this is all gonna be, all the black part is gonna be gold enamel pin. If I want to make it matte black nickel, like I often do, then I would totally just fill it in. Or fill it with black ink, that's fine too. However, whenever you have like a large area with the metal finish, like say, let's just say this is all matte black nickel, that can also leave lots of room for glitched pins, because this can like scratch really easily, because it's metal. Or scuff. So that's another thing you gotta keep in mind. I love enamel pins that have large areas of the metal itself, but it can scratch very easily, and it can also tarnish very easily. Like I have some gold enamel pins where it has like large areas of gold, and it looks really cool. But a lot of it is tarnished. Like I don't mind a tarnished looking enamel pin, but that could potentially bug other people. Yeah, if I make it gold, I could give this MBA like some gold scales. Maybe a gold beak. That would be cool too. Yeah, there's like so many different metal finishes you can have. There's like gold, silver, rose gold is really nice. Copper. You can make it matte or polished. Tips for those who are interested in job designing merch. Honestly, my number one tip is to just put your art out there online, and you'll get noticed. Like merch companies like Fangamer, we do look at art on Twitter a lot, and if there's like fan art that catches our eye, we will often approach the person and say, hey, we want to turn your art into an art card, which is a little art print that we include with all of our stuff when we ship things out. And if we like the artist enough, we could keep them in mind for potential future products. I know there are other companies that also seek out artists on social media a lot too. Yeah, we do a stream every Thursday, and it's not just me. There are other artists for Fangamer who have done streams like this, talked about the process, given advice and tips. So check out the VODs. We're also on YouTube. We upload all our stuff on YouTube now. I think I will make this into a gold enamel pin design, because I really like the idea of having shiny scales here. Actually, there is two different ways I could approach that. Let me demonstrate that real quick. So let's say I want gold scales. Let me find like a gold color. Let's just say that that's gold. Let's turn this into gold too. So gold line work. Like this. Let me just erase this part. I could design it like this, where the metal is gold, and like there's black ink injected into the gold, so that's always a cool finish. Actually, if you look at my Bomberman pin design, what was it called again? Bomber Friends Forever, BFF. You can see a design I did where it's like all mostly gold with some black ink lines injected in there. I'm sure that'll be dropped in chat soon. You can see where I did this kind of effect. I'm not going to do it for this one. I just want to show the two different approaches I could take. So I could either do that, or just... Let me turn this into gold again. Just add gold parts like this, which is what I'm going to do for this design. Let me turn this back and do black, because this is just easier to see. Yeah, there it is in the chat. Oh, and Laura pointed out in the chat just now, She says, there have been so many times I'd love to contact someone about using their work, but can only contact them via Twitter DMs to some name like Dong Breath McGee. So please have contact info. I hope that was a real artist you came across, Laura. That is a great name. So parts like this. Like, see this part? I kind of want to just round that out a bit. Just to make it easier to cut out. It'll also help with the Illustrator conversion a little better. And Laura, aka Weenie Town in chat, she is the one in charge of art cards. So she definitely knows the pain of not being able to find the artist's contact info. Yeah, we do have some artists, like Ice5, at Fangamer, who only go by their art name. I kind of go by both. I kind of go back and forth between using my real name and my online name, which is Space Coyote. There are times when I've thought about dropping the Space Coyote name altogether, but I've been using it for so long that, I don't know, I think it would just be a bad idea to drop it, because so many people know me as Space Coyote, more so than Nina Matsumoto. Okay, now let me do the thin lines. And of course, since I'm designing for hard enamel pin, I have to keep in mind that any lines I put in here is gonna come out a bit thicker in the actual end product. That's a little too wonky there. Oh, you know me since my DeviantArt days? I think it's always cool when I'm at a convention, like tabling at a convention, and I get people who come up to me saying they've been following me since I've been doing my webcomic. Which means they've been following me since I was 15 years old. And that's nuts. But it's always appreciated. I kind of want these lines to reach all the way to the tip of the hair here. But I also don't like it when there's lines that go behind a cutout like this, like in this beak, so I might have to change the beak up after all. Like, I could do that, or I could just do that. No, that looks kind of weird. kind of cute. Okay. Back to the thin line. I could put on a separate layer. Yeah. Chubby cheek beak. Yeah, who knows what the MIBA face is made out of? Like, is it flesh? Where does the beak start and where does it end? Who knows? Okay, so... I'd see... Oh, yeah. I gotta do the gold scales. I forgot about that. So let's put these in real quick. I still have some mixed feelings about marketing the MIBA. Although I did buy a product with MIBA on it. So Junko Mizuno, who's a very cool Japanese-American artist. She released a whole bunch of really cool face masks through Threadless. If you look for Junko Mizuno face mask, you'll find them. And one of the designs is of an MIBA. I really like her interpretation of the MIBA, so I bought one of those. Yeah, see, I don't think I'm even gonna wear that one. I might just, like, keep it so it's nice and intact, and I might just display it somewhere, because it's so cool. It's funny, because, like, at first, when people started wearing face masks, I wanted to just stick with plain black masks, but now I'm like, yeah, I'll try to incorporate into my fashion a bit more. Which does mean more black face masks, mind you, because that's what I like to wear a lot of, and black goes with everything. But once in a while I like to wear something with more fun patterns on it. And the Junko Mizuno stuff is totally up my alley. So they were a little pricey, but a lot of that money they are making off of face masks are also going to charity as well. Yeah, I mean, there's yokai merch everywhere. It's just that the MIBA represents something that's happening to us right now, and it's become popular lately because of it, so I don't know, I'm just not sure if I feel comfortable selling stuff with its imagery on it. But it also costs money to make stuff, so... Okay, just thinking what else I might want to add to this. Actually, I don't like this little bump that's happening here, so I'm gonna erase this part and smooth it out. I kinda want to do something with more with this eye here. I still love this, like, weird diamond-shaped eye that the MIBA has. I guess I could make it all gold. Yeah, let's just keep it this way. So I'm gonna merge all these lines now, make sure I got all of them in here. And let me save this. Yeah, she's very determinedly skateboarding. Okay. I like sticking to pastel colors when it comes to the MIBA for some reason. Even though there's no real limit on how many colors I use in a pin design, I still like to not to go too crazy with it, just so the design is more unified. Also, the colors I choose, like same as in shirt design, the colors I choose digitally is not always going to reflect what the end result will look like, because it all depends on the Pantones that I choose for my my Pantone swatches. I'm going with the purple Amabie here. I want to give her teal hair. Oh yeah, check out the face masks that Eyes5 made. She's dropping the links in the chat there. Those are awesome. Oh, you know what? I can give the skateboard some gold wheels. Let's do that. I'm gonna convert this black color to gold color. Yeah, that's more accurate representation. Why did Bandai make you buy Ultraman games? Yeah, I don't think these edges will be too pointy. They're already kind of rounded because of the brush that I used. Like, if these ends here looked more like that, like, that's gonna cut someone for sure. Or cut right through the packaging. That pin we had a problem with in Fangamer that I mentioned, I think it actually did like almost cut someone once. But we were very careful with this from now on. From then on. Oh, we got a raid! What is that supposed to be? That green thing. Well, oh, the Yi Dino? Okay. Thanks for that. It's a raid from Super Soul Brothers. They've done streams for us too. Yeah, definitely check out the VODs. Like, Eyes5 did a plush sewing tutorial a couple weeks ago that was like super informative. Plush making, it's all magic to me. Like, I've done some sewing. I've sewn clothing. But when it comes to plush design, like, I can't wrap my head around it. I'm just cleaning up some of the artwork here, like smoothing it out. Making sure the pointy ends are a bit more rounded. Are the scales black and blue or gold and white? Good question. Since I was talking about adding a screen print color on top of things, I think it will add like a screen printed color on here. So, like I mentioned, when you add a screen printed color, that can leave more room for error because it might not be exactly at the correct register, so it could go slightly off. Like say, for example, let's say I want to give like a bit of red eyeshadow to this MIBA. Or more like fuchsia. Like let's say I did that. So this is gonna be screen printed on top of the enamel pin, so it's over everything else. That means like it could very well potentially go off like this and look like that. Or like that. Or like that, you get the idea. So you add elements like this to your pin design at your own risk. Like sometimes it's perfect like this, but then you might get more glitches. So instead of something that needs a tight register like that, when I do a screen print color, I prefer to keep the things that could be that would totally be fine even if it's shifted around a bit. So with that said, see, I was gonna add like a white highlight on the metal. But if I recall correctly, I think if you screen print on top of metal, it's more likely to scratch off, especially if you try to scratch it off with your fingernail. So I think it's better to screen print on top of the ink. Maybe Laura can chime in here about that. So I do want to avoid that. We printed on one of my GDQ pin designs. You know what I'm talking about? What's it called again? Like Time Tripper or something like that. It was like a gold, black, and white enamel pin design, and we had numbers screen printed on top of the metal. Time Skipper, yeah. Like that was an example of ink being screen printed on top of metal. Yeah, there's a link. So, I'm just gonna have these cute little, like, cheek blush lines. Like this. Because this way, even if it moves around a bit, it still looks fine. Alright, I'm gonna save this. And I'm going to save it as a PNG, as a flat file, because I'm going to convert this into vectors in Illustrator. Okay, it's been an hour, so I'm just going to take a short break here. When I come back, I will show you what I do in Illustrator. And I'm back. And I've got Illustrator open now. Hey, I'm the gamer. And yes, I almost forgot, if you type !quote in the chat, you will get a random quote. I think it's all Earthbound quotes right now, but those are always fun. Thanks, yeah, I really like how the Cordyceps shirt design I did for The Last of Us 2 came out. I always love to draw a skull. Any excuse to draw a skull, I'll take. That's also like the most mushrooms I've ever drawn in a picture. Not a big mushroom fan. It's not super necessary to bring the pin design into Illustrator. You can just take a raster image to a pin manufacturer and they can do the conversion for you. But for the purposes of my job, I definitely need to do this process. It also helps if you want to like tweak the colors or just make the file setup easier for the manufacturer in general. So I brought in my MLBA pin design into Illustrator. This is just the raster PNG. Oh yeah, Ice 5, yeah. Look up what a toddler skull looks like and you see not even just a skull, like if you look up x-ray of a toddler's teeth, you can see their adult teeth are on top of their baby teeth, like inside their skull. They're all ready to come out, push out those baby teeth. It's so cool looking. Anyway, sorry about my teeth tangent. So I'm gonna take this, and I've got this image trace window here. Change the mode to color. So now Illustrator is tracing this image, converting it. I like horrifying teeth stuff. Okay, so this is just a preview. Can you tell? Can you tell it's vectorized now? You don't see like the weird anti-alias pixels when you zoom in. I did an illustration demonstration last time I streamed. So now I'm gonna release, or rather expand. Okay. So now this is a vector image. See, it looks pretty much the same as the raster image I did. I'm gonna examine it real close to make sure all the color filled in nicely. Yeah, everything looks good. There are a lot of times where I will like design something entirely in Illustrator, but that's only when I want something with like very, very precise lines and curves. In this case, I just wanted a wonky looking MLBA pin, so I hand draw it and convert it to Illustrator later in cases like this. Just drag this out of the canvas here. So the white parts right now is part of the canvas. I'm just going to remove that. And these are going to be cut out, so I'm removing those as well. And these white parts here are going to be screen printed ink, so keeping those in. And this isn't like super important, but I like to change the size so that it's true to real life size that I want it to be. Let's see, transform. I usually go for like anywhere in between an inch to an inch and a half wide. So I just change it to an inch and a half wide. Okay, so now we've got this nice clean vector image. And now I'm gonna pull out the template that I use for Fangamer. Sorry, I'm just working in a different monitor here, navigating my files. Yeah, let's just pretend this is gonna be a Fangamer pin. We're not making this. This is just a demonstration. So here's where I will put it in here. Oh, some of the colors got kind of dull because this is a CMYK file. It does that, especially with these colors, like purples and teals. Just ignore that for now. Actually, let me group all this together. Oops, missed something. Okay. Again, all this isn't like super necessary. It's just more helpful for the manufacturer when you have all this setup. I think some factories there's a setup fee. Like they'll do all this stuff for you. In this case, it's my design, so license is Space Coyote. Skatin'. I'm a VA. And here's like all the spec. Gold, yes. Shiny, yes. Patina, no. Hard enamel. I forget what patina is. I think... Is that to make it look antiquated? Like, kind of, tarnished looking? I can't remember. I've never done... Yeah, I guess I'm right. I've never done a patina finish on a enamel pin before. Skating on my VA could be an earthbound enemy. You're totally right. Okay, so here's where I indicate the size. It's already 1.5 inches wide. If I just like click on the whole thing, I can see up here what it is. What the size is. It's actually at 1.5 inches tall. But since we get these manufactured in China and they work in millimeters, we have to put in the millimeters as well. So here's an easy way I check that conversion. I just went into rulers, I pull out the ruler, right click, go into millimeters. And now it will show me the millimeters. 38.8. There we go. And now we gotta choose the colors. And I can't show you because I don't have a camera on me. But I've got like a booklet of Pantone colors. If you don't know what Pantone colors are, they basically are like a universal color picking system. It shows like the manufacturer what colors to use when mixing a certain color, like what base colors to add. So let's say, actually I'm gonna pick Pantones right now. Let's say for the hair. Oh, first of all, let me color pick this. Where's my color picker? There it is. Color pick that. I don't have white ink or black ink in this design, so I need to erase those. I usually have these two colors, so I just have them in there. So that's teal. Purple. Yellow. And blue. It's another very Easter looking MBA. Oh, and then white. I forgot there is white ink in this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oh, and I should change this color to the color in the file. Okay, so Let me just pick... Actually, this is gonna take too long, so let's just say... I'm just gonna make up some Pantones. Oops. Totally making it up. The C means coated. It's basically for, like, shiny inks. When I'm doing shirt design, I go with uncoated, so the code will say U at the end. Okay, and just white ink. Will indicate that it's screen printed. Just to make it clear to the manufacturer, I will then add little X's here and here. Put this down here. And then indicate that these are cutouts. Okay, almost done. Now I take this whole thing. Actually, there's an extra step I don't necessarily have to take, but again, it's just for to make it clear to the manufacturer. Gonna take these white cheek lines. Make them pink, just so they're more visible. I don't know where my box went. Just put them down here. And just indicate this is going to be screen printed. There we go. It just helps. Okay, let me group these again. Oops, I keep missing this one swatch of hair. Are these in the info or in the art file? Okay. Now I'm just going to take this, click Unite, so it's all globbed together, and then mirror it. Actually, let me change the color on these parts. There we go. So now I'm just gonna work on the back to show what the back mold looks like. You don't have to add a back mold. It's just a nice extra touch. I'm assuming most people throw away their packaging when they get their enamel pin. I know I certainly do. And I think it helps to have the info of like where the enamel pin came from on the back here. just some legal info. See, this is my own design, so let me just take out my Fangamer. And then, I don't have it right now on the ready, but I would add my own logo on here. Yeah, it's so easy to forget who made the pin. I'm sure people have experienced this where someone will ask, like, oh, that's a cool pin, where'd you get it? And then you've totally forgotten because you have too many pins. Okay, I gotta adjust the spur positions. These are where the pointy spurs go. I prefer to have this vertical alignment as opposed to horizontal, because this way you can add them to lanyards. So if I can, I like to make them vertical alignment. And once again, just adding the X's here to show that they are cutouts. And there we go, that's it. I would just then send this to, if this is a Fangamer design, I'd send it to Fangamer, and they'd send it to our pinning manufacturer. Then they send me back a PDF mockup, and I say, yep, that looks good. And then they make a sample, which I then approve or ask for changes before we go into the full production run. So I hope that was at least a little bit helpful or illuminating. Yeah, I kind of want this pin now. It's very cute. Okay, we're gonna take another very short break, and when we come back, I will start taking art requests. I'm just gonna be drawing, like another one of those weird mashup group pictures again. So think of what you want to request, and I will be right back. And remember to enter the Undertale Clear File Set giveaway by typing an ! Giveaway in the chat. Or you can type exclamation quote in the chat to bring up a random Earthbound quote. And I'm back. Hope you thought of what character you want me to draw. I'm taking your requests right now. Yeah, if you found the pin demo to be interesting, definitely check out the rest of our VODs. On Twitch, we're also on YouTube. Just look up the Fangamer account on YouTube, and we got VODs of all of our artists' live streams. Dry bones with taller skull. You know what? I'd enjoy that. Mito from Zero Ranger. Pitch from Kirby's Dreamland 3. Pearl from Splatoon. Princess Ruto. Kappa, Harvest Moon Edition. Goro Majima. Goro Majima seconded. Trubbish. Ah, yes. Trubbish is my favorite Pokemon. Gum from Jet Set Radio. Animal Crossing Your Choice. Okay. That's a lot of characters. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Let me get these all down. I don't know most of these characters, just warning you. But hey, last time we did this, I had to look up a lot of characters, and it still turned out fine. Princess Ruto sounds very familiar. Who is that again? Oh, is she that blue character? Does that help? It's a fish? Blue fish lady. I think I know who that is. Isn't she like really sleek looking, kind of like like Shiva from Final Fantasy. Lots of fish wife love in the chat. Okay, let's see. Anything from Valhalla? I'm gonna try to do all these in order and see if I have time for all this. Yeah, I think so far I've designed like almost all the Valhalla shirts. I really like designing for that game. Lots of people want Majima. Child Ruto with taller skull. Anything with taller skull. You know, as much as I would enjoy that, I only have time to draw so many teeth. I'm not sure how I'm gonna compose this picture yet, but let me just start with dry bones. Although, Dry Bones just has a beak. Because it's a turtle. Let me switch to my favorite pen. The Millet pen from Clip Studio. I think it's a Clip Studio default brush. Or is it from Frienden? I can't remember. Just shuffling my browsers around so I can see my reference images. Koopas have beaks, yeah. They'd have their adult beak coming in behind their baby beak. That's horrifying. I think it's worse than toddler teeth. Well, we want to be able to see those toddler teeth up close, so I think I'll put Dry Bones right up in the front. I kind of like what Jorge did last stream by having all the characters much closer to the camera, so you don't have to draw the bodies as much. That's good for working within a time limit. Oh, now I'm just looking up images of taller teeth. It's pretty horrific. Have I ever drawn a Koopa before? So he's gonna get up real close to the camera here. So he's got two upper teeth and one lower teeth. He's got like a giant cheekbone. Okay. Really not used to drawing Mario characters. Oh man. Have you all seen that picture showing what a turtle anatomy would look like on a human? Can someone find that and put that in the chat? Basically shows like what it would look like if a human had a turtle shell with like a giant rib cage, and showing how its head could retract into the body. The stream is all about cursed images today. Do you all know what I'm talking about? I know it sounds bad just from the description. Oh, you found it? Please drop it in the stream. Oh, Carrie, you came at a good time. Oh, come on. Okay, so there's the dry bones. And now we've got to put in the toddler teeth. How would it be visible? I guess, like, someone carved out the side of his skull here. Yay! Okay, Heidi dropped the link there. Never actually drawn this before, believe it or not. Those are his, this is a toddler dry bones, and can you even tell what's going on in this image without context? Those are his, adult teeth, ready to push out. It's really hard to tell when it's just, in rough sketch form like this. Yeah, this will look better once I'm shaded it. Yeah, we were talking about toddler skulls. No, I think he's too close to the camera. Let me just shrink him down. We don't need him that prominent in this picture. Next is Mito from Zero Ranger. I don't know who that is. Oh, she's cool. So Zero Ranger, like an indie game? Actually, I'm seeing like two different girls in here. Is she the one with the shorter hair? Or the longer hair? The longer hair is Dory, Mito is short hair. Okay. Oh, their names are Mito and Dory. I get it. Midori means green in Japanese. She doesn't like what she's seeing here. She's like, you need to get that checked out. Okay. Next character, Pitch from Kirby's Dreamland. It's so cute. I think Pitch will be on Drybones' head. She just wants more teeth. She's jealous. I always love bird designs like this. The little dot eyes. And when they just have like an oval for the beak, I love that. There's a lot of that in Yoshi's Island as well. Okay, so there's Pitch. It's a little friend checking out the toddler teeth. Pearl from Splatoon is next. She's my favorite character from Splatoon, for sure. She's got some freaky teeth too. She's got like the weird squid beak teeth, which I've always liked as a touch in her character design. Actually, let me shrink Mito a bit here. Let me shrink them too. I think Pearl will be all in when it comes to toddler teeth. That's a good Splatfest fight, I think. What would that be? Toddler teeth versus what? If there was a Splatfest about this. Toddler teeth versus please not that. Yeah, I don't think Marina would be into the toddler teeth. Versus baby beaks. Can't get a better reference image of her. I've drawn Pearl a couple of times. It's been a while though. It's kind of hard to draw her with her eyes closed. Okay, I think I gotta draw her like weird eye mask first. And then her closed eyes are like a negative. Do the Splatoon octopuses have the beak tooth? I'm not sure, actually. I haven't looked at their designs as closely. Actually, why am I looking up reference images when I have her amiibo right here? I'm gonna look at her amiibo now. I've got the Pearl and Marina amiibo set. Oh, the octopus people have the beak tooth. So yeah, Pearl is like super into the toddler teeth. She's got her fists in the air because she's so excited. Yeah, I like her crown. It's like different from a typical crown shape. It's not really conveyed in my drawing very well. I'll clean up when I do the inks. It kind of looks like she punched him in the face, you're right. He's fine with it though, see? He's totally fine. He's smiling. You can't really tell. What if I shaded this in a bit? Okay. I'll just move on to the next character. Princess Ruto. Princess Ruto and Pearl, they'd get along, I think. Because if I recall correctly, Princess Ruto is kind of a brat, isn't she? She's kind of like a spoiled brat. Well, you know, as you know, Dry Bones, even if you step on him and he falls into pieces, he reforms. So he's totally cool with having the side of his face punched out. Where would Princess Ruto be? Actually, let me save this file while I'm thinking. Oh right, she's like super into Link, isn't she? Oh, there's like two versions of her actually, I forgot about that. I guess I'll do the child version if she's hanging out with Pearl. There's a lot going on with their design. Have we got another quest? Ori? I could fit Ori in here. For sure. When it comes to like smaller characters like that, they're easy to cram into a group picture. Helps fill some of the space, honestly. Oh, she's got like an eye or something on her head. She's got kind of a shark head going on. I mean, less so compared to the shark people in Breath of the Wild, of course. They're the same people? Oh, okay. We need to see more of her body to see, so you can see like who she is. What if I put her in this side instead? Now let's put her back here. There's not much going on in terms of her character design around the upper torso. So this would be a better character, this character would be better suited for like a full body picture. Just put some of her fin here. At least you can see her ear fin better here now. Next character, Kappa, Harvest Moon Edition. I feel like Kappa would be a Dry Bones friend. I think I'll change the dimension of this picture actually. Let's make it more landscape. Reset. Let's do this instead. Let's put Kappa next to Dry Bones. Kappa's not happy. By the way, these artist streams are informative for other artists too, because I was watching Jorge's stream last week, and that's where I learned that if I hold down the E key in Clip Studio, it toggles to the eraser, and if I let go of it, it snaps back to the brush I was using. I never knew that, but it's very helpful. Next character is Trubbish. Trubbish is my fave. Where would Trubbish fit? One of the only problems about doing a bunch of like cute mascot characters like this is they're all very short, and I kind of like run out of ways I can put them into the picture. I guess I just have to use artistic liberties. So maybe Trubbish is like over here. Clip Studio Paint is great, Carrie. I think you'd like it a lot. It definitely produces the best line work out of any other program I've used. Like I know a lot of people like Procreate and iPad for their line work. I couldn't really get into it myself. Drawing on that screen just didn't feel right. This is technically the second time I drew Trubbish in one of these streams. Last time I drew Trubbish as a Animal Crossing character. Oh, you've been using it since the first stream I did. Cool. That's good, I hope you've been enjoying it. Trubbish looks kind of horrifying when it's just like peeking from behind here. Let me put him on the other side actually. Like maybe in front of Mito. Yeah, I try to be as informative as I can while I'm streaming. I don't call them educational or instructional videos because that's too much pressure for me. But just naturally, as I'm drawing, I think of things I can say about my process. There's Trubbish. The only thing Clipsudo paint needs is slices. I don't even understand what slices are or what they do. I've never used them. Like, once in a while I'll accidentally select the slice tool in Photoshop, and I don't know what it does. Gum from Jet Set Radio. Yeah, I think he's got his mouth open. Trubbish would have toddler teeth too, I think. You can't see them, but they're up here. Oh, slices are ways to divide an image and do save-outs via Safer Web. Okay, I didn't know it could do that. See, there's so much I don't explore in these programs that once in a while, like every few years, I'll learn something new that blows my mind about them. Okay, I'm glad I have Gum now because I need a taller character. Let me do like a very rough posing sketch for her here. What should she be doing? I feel like posing is really important for this character. Oh, I know. Like, she's a very active character, so maybe she's not hanging out with them, she's just like passing by on her rollerblades. She's got like really pouty lips. I think it's important. Well, see, I don't think Dry Bones would even have teeth. I mean, technically he does, but I think it's just supposed to be formed to his beak. A turtle beak. It's kind of hard to convey her skating. When, whoops, so much of her body is covered. Put her on the other side, actually. No, I don't really like how it's looking. Let me flip this canvas briefly. I'll just have her posing, actually, to make it easier. think if Fangamer could do merchandise for Jet Set Radio, that'd be really cool. I would totally be down for that. A lot of the Dreamcast stuff would be cool to design for. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day. You never know. There's certainly things we've done at Fangamer that I never thought was possible. Like the Metal Gear Solid series. Okay. Next character. Any Animal Crossing character. I think last time I already did my favorite Animal Crossing villager. Who was Static, by the way. Static the squirrel. This time I'll do Celeste, because she's cute. I think I will put her... How big do I want to make her? Would she be bigger than Kappa? Yeah, Blathers would definitely be horrified by baby teeth. He would not want to be part of this at all. I think Celeste would kind of find it neat, though. I think what I'll do is push Kappa back here and then put Celeste here. Kappa gets shoved back here. And I think I want to hide Kappa's body a bit. With her wings. Actually never drawn neither Blathers nor Celeste. And for Celeste, here's my plan. I'm gonna give her the twinkle eye she gets when she sees a shooting star. Because she likes the toddler teeth. She just thinks it's neat. In this fictional Splatfest, she would be on Team Toddler Teeth. There's a feature that helps you color inside the lines. I actually didn't know about that. I'll have to check that out later. Now, Celeste is being kind of a creep here. Yeah, so far there's like lots of mixed reactions to the toddler teeth in this picture. It's gonna be fun explaining this on my Twitter when I post it later. But hey, if you're not here during my chat, during my stream, and in the chat, you're missing out. It pays to be watching my stream. Okay. Next character, anything from Valhalla? I think normally I'd go for the Rad Shiva, but I think I want to put in another human character. VA11 Hall A. I've had to type out the title of this game so many times that I've memorized that now. Now maybe I'll just like post it without explaining it. It's just a normal group picture. Yeah, Say, I haven't drawn Say yet for Fangamer, so... Let's, I think that's a good one. I don't want to draw, armor, so... I'll go with, like, her bandaged version. Or is that a spoiler? Man, everyone's talking about that overflow thing now. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out later. Yeah, I'll just do it without armor. It's just easier. Would Savy into the toddler teeth? That's the question. I think she'd be kind of into it. Not like super into it. Yeah, like I don't think she'd be grossed out by it or anything. She's probably seen worse. I'm just gonna shade it when I'm done. Not like full color. In fact, I think I think I'll make her a little more enthusiastic about these teeth. Just give me a thumbs up. Except now it's kind of colliding with Pearl's fist, and I don't like that. Have to move this down here. Or I might just move it entirely. Yeah, that looks better. They have some of her fish showing still. No, that looks weird. Let's just leave it like that. Yes, please, if you want to enter the contest to win 2 sets of Undertale clear files, please type !giveaway in the chat, and at the end of the stream we're going to pick a winner. I'm getting close to the end of the list of requests here. Goro Majima. He'd be into the teeth, right? He'd love the teeth, yeah. I don't think I've ever actually drawn a Yakuza character. Never thought that Majima would be my first, but I'm not complaining. Oh, I feel like I drew Kiryu at one point. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't think I have time for more requests. But I'm sure I'll stream again at some point. And this, you're right, this is a good looking cast. Who knows how they all got together? Maybe they heard about this taller teeth and they all gathered to look at it. Oh, how does his hair work? I definitely don't want to draw all those tattoos, so he's got to have his trademark blazer on. I think his nose needs to be bigger here. He's like hanging out with gum for some reason. Reverse side actually. I think he'd be like so into the teeth that I'm holding like a little pennant. Let's see here. Not a pennant, more like a flag. Or actually, he needs one of those like concert fans that they have at Japanese concerts. I'm gonna move the princess down. What layer is she on? Let's put her there. This gives more room for his arm. Baby tooth enthusiast. This fan is too big. I'm definitely not gonna explain this. People ask, I'm just gonna be like, this is what you miss out on if you don't come to my streams. I think Pearl's hand is in an awkward position. Well, actually, maybe that's okay. No one replied, is allowed to explain. Everyone was promised. That's right, this is a secret. You don't even have to be at my stream. You could just watch the VOD later. You can still get context that way. I'm really not sure where to put Ruto. Maybe right there. There we go. Ran from rival schools. There's 2 more characters left, and then I can start inking it. Man, rival schools has so many good character designs. I don't think I've actually played it, though. I feel like Ran would be like taking pictures for this. Because she is a journalist. That means I have to draw a camera, though. And that could take a while. Well, camera or not, she's definitely gotta be enthusiastic about this. I love, like, the 90s anime style droopy eyes. She's got, like, a crazy side ponytail. Yeah, she's done Hibiki's sister. I think I will draw a camera. Just like a small one that kind of gives the idea. I was gonna say, maybe she she'd be using a smartphone these days, but no, she's a journalist, she's a pro, so she'd have an actual camera, I think. My sketches are so messy compared to Jorge's. When I was watching Jorge's stream, which I keep bringing up by the way, just because it was so interesting to watch, I was amazed by how often he erased while doing his sketches. Like, I don't have the patience for that. But it makes for some very, very nice sketches, for sure. Mine are just like a mess. And they're really just for me to interpret. Oh, it doesn't even look like her. What am I doing wrong? I need to match the style a bit better. The nose has to be different. Yeah, I only start erasing when things are getting a little too messy, even for myself. Otherwise, this like mess going on with her hands is typically what my stuff looks like. And then sometimes a dev will be like, that's a good looking, I like how the design is going, but can you fix the hand? And I'll get a note like that, and I'll think like, well, that's not what the hand is actually going to look like. And the final picture is just a rough sketch. Don't worry. And she's got fingerless gloves on. That's how you know she's cool. I think that works. Maybe I have to make her smaller so you can see more of her body. Like more of her outfit. Yeah, it is weird when that happens. Like maybe they're not used to looking at rough sketches. It's really hard to find a good place for a Ruto. Yeah, like when I do a send a rough sketch, I'm gonna change her pose by the way, I think that's what's the problem is. When I send in a rough sketch, I just assume they know that it's a rough sketch and anything that looks kind of mangled will be better looking in the cleaner sketch or the rough or the final, I mean. But maybe they're just being overly cautious. I kind of want to do something with her other hand, but I don't know what. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do the same thing. I don't know, I'll figure it out when I ink it. The Majima is still bothering me for some reason. But maybe I'll figure it out when I'm inking this thing. I think it just feels weird when there's like a mix of different kinds of character designs. Like there's like this guy who's supposed to be super realistic in the background. You've also got Trubbish and the Kappa. I'm just doing some more shuffling around. This is why it can be really hard to do a group picture like this sometimes. Just like placing everyone's limbs to make sure it makes for a pleasing composition. Yeah, Pearl's also got fingerless gloves. Okay. I think it's good enough. When I come back, I'm gonna take a short break again. When I come back, I am gonna ink this real quick, like, and then shade it real quick, like. Because there's a lot to cover here. Oh, I'm back and I just realized I forgot Ori. So let me, put Ori in here real quick. Forgot that was a last minute request that came in. And I think I want to fill in the space up here, so let me see if I can draw Ori without reference, because I've drawn him a bunch of times. He's got like 4 ears, kind of. There. I think that's what it looks like. I'm gonna confirm real quick. I forgot that for this stream, what I was gonna do is take requests and try to draw characters from memory. I'm glad that I didn't though, because I didn't know what a lot of these characters were. I think his... I don't know if these are ears. Weird little inner flaps. Need to be thinner. Like that. That works. So let me just combine all of these rough lines. I think what I would do is like ask for requests and if it's a character I really have no idea what they look like, then I'll ask for a different character. 'Cause I'm sure you know, people have no shortages of requests. If they keep asking, I'm sure they'll be able to come up with at least one character I know of. So I'm gonna ink with the same pen I was roughing it out with, because I just want to keep things rough and loose. If it's a clean pen, I'll like want to make things clean too much, and that could take too long. I do this for all my streams. Actually, before I do this, let me check. Whoops, not wrong way. See how it looks horizontally flipped. Make sure proportions look good. Make adjustments if need be. He definitely needs adjusting. Oh, I think it looks pretty good. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at eyeballing the composition. I'm gonna try to finish this within the next hour. So if you haven't entered the contest yet, the giveaway of the Undertale clear file set, make sure to type ! giveaway in the chat. I do want to check out this Zero Ranger game. It looks cool. I do like playing shmups once in a while. Thanks for all the first timers. Glad you've been having fun. The stuff with the toddler teeth, that's really typical of the tone of my streams, I'd say. Oh, and the weird turtle man. I love crud like that. I recommend watching the first stream I did for Fangamer, where we kind of went into some weird areas about the MBA. Speculating stuff about her weird diamond-shaped eyes, and how that would look when she blinks. I think it's just fun to like discuss the anatomy of weird creatures like this. Like I'm trying to figure out Dry Bone's anatomy right now. Zero Ranger is almost like the Undertale of shmups. Really? That sounds interesting. Yeah, I love, like, trying to draw characters from memory. Because sometimes it leads to hilarious results. Oh, what does the neck area look like of a Dry Bones? Got like weird ribs. His body is made out of ribs. I guess technically our bodies are also made out of ribs. Seems like they cover up a lot of this with darkness. Okay. Undertale is... I don't know, how would you explain Undertale to someone? It's a game where, instead of fighting monsters, you become friends with them. And they want to fight you, but you have to convince them to not fight you. And then you become friends. Yeah, it's a friendly RPG where nobody has to die. That's how it's marketed, and it's totally true. I like the idea of Celeste being dazzled by two things, stars and teeth. It's like her secret obsession. And Blathers doesn't want to hear about it. Or would Blathers be into teeth? Because he's fine with fossils. Yeah, Celeste has no teeth, you're right. Maybe that's why she admires teeth. She's like, wow, I wish I had those. Oh, Everdrive, you came up with that line? That's awesome. Good marketing line for Undertale. Celeste has more going on with her character design than I thought. I thought it was simple, but it's actually not. So it's canon in my stream now that Celeste really wants teeth. Maybe she's seen the taller teeth and she's thinking, ooh, you've got extra teeth. Can I have them? Now make her sound like a yokai of some kind. She only comes out at night when there's stars in the sky, and then she comes to take your teeth. She's kind of like the Tooth Fairy, except she doesn't wait for your teeth to fall out. Now here's a question of whether Kappa is horrified by the taller teeth or Celeste. Actually, the Kappa has no teeth. Maybe Celeste took them. Like, he knows what's gonna happen to Dry Bones. See, Celeste, I mean not Celeste, Pearl is totally fine with all this because Celeste isn't into, like, the weird squid beak teeth that she has. Her teeth have been left alone. Yeah, you're right, Celeste and the other yokai are hanging out. I wonder what kind of teeth that the princess would have, Princess Ruto. Because the Zora tribe, they have teeth, right? Like that shirt guy everybody likes. Oops. Does she have like tiny shark teeth? Tiny lamprey teeth? Oh man. I wish I could have made this like a all characters with weird teeth group picture. It's too late for that now, though. There's a hilarious R-rated horror movie called Teeth. What's it about? I'm assuming it has something to do with teeth. You're not allowed to say in the chat? Well, you can DM me later about it. Speaking of teeth, I've been still going through my Invisalign treatment during all of this. It's like the only thing that gets me to leave my neighborhood right now. It's when I have my Invisalign appointments. It's always a bit nerve-wracking whenever I go. My corrected bite is looking very good though. I really wonder if they'll make more Jet Set Radio games. Yeah, like I'm still going to my ortho out of necessity. But I canceled my dentist appointment. That can wait. My teeth are fine, as far as I can tell. I think I talked about this on my first stream, maybe, but when all the offices were closing up back in like March and April, I just felt so bad for everyone who's going through like a braces treatment. Because when this happened, I was like looking online and people posting about their orthodontic treatments, and I saw so many people who were like, I was supposed to get my braces off this month. I've had them for years, and now my office is closed because of the pandemic. I think most of them have reopened since then, though. I was just thinking about how, like, oh man, what if you had braces and, like, you have a wire that got loose, it was, like, poking you in the mouth, and you couldn't get it fixed because your ortho office is closed. Yeah, I actually went to the dentist like right before this all went down, like early March. So I'm good for a while. I think his hand is messed up. Hold on. I've never actually had a root canal, but that sounds painful. For the most part, I have pretty good teeth health. Oh, hang on a second, I need to plug in my headset. Okay. I think I'm making pretty good time here. I love how the chat has just turned into teeth chat now. Everdrive says, it was always teeth chat, it was just waiting to burst forth. There's always toddler teeth in my stream chats. I kind of wish I had my my toddler teeth. I definitely fell for the whole tooth fairy thing for a while there when I was a kid. I wonder what my parents did with my teeth. Well, I meant in a jar somewhere. I wonder if that happens though. Like, is there like a medical condition where your toddler teeth just stay in your head and never come out? Toddler teeth syndrome. Root canal is like a filling. It just takes a lot longer, and they fill your old nerve canal with tree resin. That doesn't sound pleasant at all. I mean, I know it's not done for pleasure. So is it actual tree resin? Wow. I wonder why they use tree resin, like what makes it good for your gums. I guess the fact that it's natural helps. What about babies with adult teeth? That'd be creepy. I wouldn't like that. Try showing that to a mother who's nursing. Be the most horrific thing ever for them. You were missing one of your adult teeth, so you got an implant? Interesting. I wonder why that happens. Our bodies are so weird. Oh, the tree resin is non-temperature reactive and slightly flexible. How is, like, tree resin different from tree sap? Like, how does a tree resin differ from something like maple syrup? Hey, Everdread, if you want a gold tooth, you can get one. I think I would get a tooth with a diamond in it. Oh, resin versus sap depends on the tree. Rand's glasses are really weird. I'm gonna look up reference of her again. You wanted a rotatable tooth cap that had a normal tooth on one side and a little flat skull with ruby eyes on the other side. At what, like, in what situations would you change it to the skull tooth? Is this like a day to night look? Oh, I got her glasses all wrong. You flip it when you're serious. When you're angry, your tooth flips over to the skull side. Yeah, when Ash turns his hat around. Yeah, Everdread's tooth turns into a skull, and his friend is like, "Oh man, now you've done it." The ruby eyes start flashing because it's your weak point. So they have to put it. They have to hit it 3 times. Can I have to look up a camera reference? Oh, there's so many types. thinking of just cheating this and, like, coming up with my own design. Like, as long as it looks convincingly enough like a camera, it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be convincing. That's art. Like, if you put a circle and a rectangle, that's good enough, right? Well, I was actually talking about that when I was sketching her out. Like, how I could make it a smartphone, but since she's a serious journalist, she would have a proper camera on her. I think that's good enough. Like, it conveys the idea that she's holding a camera. I also like to think she's stuck in the 90s. That's why she's wearing fingerless gloves. Just gonna fill in the rest of her here with blackness because that would just look better in the final composition. I'm gonna do more, like, solid black shading later. Right now I'm just trying to get the basic lines in. Started to think maybe I should have gone with the adult version of Ruto. But you know what? They both look a little bit awkward because they both look naked. I used a pretty thick line width for this pen, so now I'm really paying for it back here. I just need to zoom out when drawing this. If I had enough space in here, I would totally give her the shark teeth, the pointy little teeth that Zora Tribe have. The picture needs more teeth. Now for Majima. Any character with a goatee, I really have to be careful with the lines. Because their face can get like, crowded looking real quick. Which I'm dealing with right now. I'm definitely gonna add his snakeskin pattern to his jacket later. That'll be fun to figure out how to draw. The thing is, I can't afford to give too much detail to his jacket here. So the key is finding an effective way to convey, a simple and effective way to convey snakeskin. I've already got a pretty good idea though. I think it'll be pretty easy. I think I've never done snakeskin pattern before though. I'm definitely more about the tiger print. See, if you watch Jorge's stream, his sketches are cleaner than my inks here. So these fan signs that he's holding up, if you weren't aware, this is a very common thing at Japanese concerts, where instead of like a typical sign, you bring these fan-made fans. You can even, they even have like businesses that make these for you. You just commission them. And it turns out that there's like a ton of rules when it comes to these signs. These fan signs. Like, they can't exceed a certain size. I think things aren't allowed to protrude from the fans themselves. Only certain colors are allowed. There's all sorts of rules and regulations, I think, to make sure the fans don't get too out of hand. I think that's also why there are businesses that do commissions, just because they know all the rules. Yeah, you can always count on correct Japanese in my streams. Like when I drew Gamu, or gum, on her shirt design, I made sure not to leave out the very important marks here. Otherwise it would sound like a different word. I've not seen that mistake myself, but I'm sure it's happened. I bet you anything it's happened. And it does happen a lot. The biggest example, though, is Mr. Sparkle, like in The Simpsons. The Mr. Sparkle box design It's covered in Japanese, and it has Homer saying, well, not Homer, but Mr. Sparkle saying "power clean," except they missed the little circle on top of the character for ha, which is supposed, like, if you put a little circle on top of ha, it makes it a pa instead. But they left that out, so he's saying hawa, power clean, and it just kills me every time I see it. That's why I've never bought Mr. Sparkle merchandise, because they all have that mistake on there. It's terrible. If that mistake wasn't there, I would totally buy Mr. Sparkle merchandise. Oh yeah, the Cho Umpu mistake. I tweeted about that a couple of times. Can someone find that tweet of mine and put it in the chat, actually? I think if you just look up Space Coyotl and Cho Onpu, that's CHOONPU, you might be able to find it. Oh, Laura says, when you said Tamagotchi earlier, I realized I've been using an Americanized pronunciation forever. What have you been saying? Gotchi? Tamagotchi? I don't think have I ever heard that pronounced that way? I guess I don't really talk about Tamagotchi with people very often, so I don't know. That might be a common mispronunciation. Did they say it that way in a commercial for it? Is that why people are getting it wrong? I would not be surprised if they mispronounce it in an ad, an American ad for Tamagotchi. Oh, the pronunciation guy for Gekkeikan Sake says, pronounce Gekkeikan? No, that's totally wrong. I've seen on the menus at Japanese restaurants here where they have edamame and it says, there's like a pronunciation guide and it says edamame. That just kills me. That's how you know it's not actually a Japanese-owned Japanese restaurant. Okay, let me try doing the Snakeskin Print. Actually, I need some of his tattoos showing here too. Really simple, like just really only slightly peeking through. That's enough to convey he's got tattoos there. So for his snakeskin, I'm just gonna do like these blobs like this that kind of go in a crisscross pattern. Yeah, that works. Billy West voiced a TV ad for Tamagotchi? Does he sound like Fry? Loud noise warning on the Tamagotchi ahead. Or they're just like screaming the name. I had a Tamagotchi when it was all the rage. I was not very good at taking care of it. There's like an awkward space here now. Can anyone request or suggest a character, like a really small character I could put right here, just as a little gap filler? Oh, it's Rob Paulson, not Billy West? Yeah, that makes more sense. No more Zelda. Missile from Ghost Trick would be good, or I don't know if he'd fit. Let me check. He is very fluffy, he would fill it up pretty well. Yeah, I'll put in some Ghost Trick in here. I'm actually surprised it's the first time someone actually requested a Ghost Trick character. Actually, that's not true. I've drawn Missile before in a stream. A single Metroid. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. That bird is also good. But I'll make it a Metroid. That's very easy. Also, it would probably make Eyes 5 happy. You do a really rough sketch first. And Metroid does have some teeth on it. Toddler teeth on the baby Metroid hatchling. Oh, what did you learn about goldfish teeth? I think I might have heard this before. What would Metroids taste like? Green Jello? Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna do some really quick shading with black here. This will help me out a lot when I'm coloring too. Oh. Yeah. Goldfish have teeth and it's constantly being discarded. Honestly, I think fish teeth are pretty cool. Like, have you seen the cowfish? I think it's called the cowfish. They have human teeth. It's the best way I can describe it. They're called cowfish and they have human teeth. And they're very unnerving to look at. Yeah, they have human teeth because their diet is mostly nuts. It's pretty gross though. Fish are so weird. Getting close to the end of my stream, so if you haven't yet entered into the contest, remember to type in ! giveaway to win some clear files. So once I start shading, it'll be pretty close to the end of my stream here. Can't wait to post this in my Twitter without context. Just gonna do some little flavor lines with a thinner pen. Oh, I think I forgot his nose. When I do these like little ticks on my artwork, that I just call them flavor lines. You're just there to add a bit of flavor. Sometimes it adds more definition. Okay, I think pretty much done with the line work. I don't want to fiddle with it for too long. Okay, I think I'll just take another short final break. To like stretch my legs before I move on to coloring this, or shading rather. So I will be back in just a few minutes. Hello, I'm back. Let's finish this thing. Also, we are gonna announce, or rather pick a winner for the giveaway in 12 minutes. I was about to say 4:30, but, you know, we're not on the same time zone here. So 12 minutes, so stick around. And now I have to remember what I used to shade before. Oh, I think it's... Oh, what did I use? Did I use this? Yeah, I think I used this brush. It's called Darker Bleed. No, wait. That doesn't seem right. Is it the Running Edge watercolor? Oh. It's these things. There we go. This is the realistic watercolor set from, I believe it's Friendin Brushes. Oh, thanks, Avi. So where do I begin? I might begin with the toddler teeth, the dry bones, because this needs a bit more definition here. It's kind of hard to tell what is going on. I'm definitely going to try to have everything shaded and done by the top of the hour here. I think I can achieve that though. I think that helps. Yeah, remember to type exclamation mark giveaway in the chat to enter to win the clear file set, which features not just my art, but the art of many other artists. Okay, that already looks way better with the shading to help get the definition there. I think one of the most important things I learned as an artist is when shading stuff, it's not always about giving it realistic shading. Like when you're doing the toning, it's more about like making sure it pushes and pulls elements forwards and backwards into the picture to like just give it better definition. Celeste looks really creepy, but I'm okay with that. Like there were times when I've like shaded things like technically realistically, but it just looks like a giant mess in the end. Oh, thanks, Knob. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to call my style. I mean, I've talked about this before, but it's really funny to me how my style gets called manga or anime style here, but in Japan they call it American comic book style. So I think I really am in between the two, which totally makes sense considering I was influenced by both growing up. Mostly Japanese comics, but there was a point in time when I was super into like American superhero comics too. Celeste is being such a creep in this picture. You know what else I think is interesting is more often than not I'll have to change, or not change my style, but like use a less Japanese influenced art style for stuff. Since, you know, a Japanese comic book style tends to be still a bit stigmatized, unfortunately. But when I do stuff for, when I have, like... Not that I've done this very often, but when I've had to do artwork for a Japanese company, they totally don't mind that I use some American comic book styles. In fact, it's a selling point for them. They think it's cool. So see, sometimes when I shade or add toning, sometimes it adds as shading. You know, like you can see in the Celestia, or sometimes it just conveys like a different tone, like in her cheeks. It's just whatever it takes in order to make the picture more, the elements in the picture more well defined. There's 3 minutes left until we pick a winner for the giveaway. How many entries do we have, by the way? I think a lot of people entered. Yeah, it's true. Lots of people who grew up reading Japanese comics are now creators themselves, so it's becoming a lot less stigmatized now. And I'm sure those people are also becoming art teachers. I never had a problem with art teachers not liking my Japanese influence, fortunately. They've all been like super supportive. But I know that's not the same with many other people. But that's slowly changing, I'm sure. Wow, 30 people entered. Yeah, I wanted to give away the clear file set because, that's 6 things right there. So even if you don't, need all of those, you can give them to your friends or family to use. And it's not like a shirt where if it's not your style, you don't use it. It's just a thing to keep your papers and other flat things in. It's very useful. Still not very widely used here though. Like clear files are everywhere in Japan. Not so much here. I wish it would be more embraced over here in North America. I have way too many clear files. Also, if you go to Japan and you want to bring back some souvenirs or merch, it's like the perfect thing to bring back because they're so easy to pack away. And they were like really inexpensive too. That's another great thing about them. Another fun thing, whenever I've done work for a Japanese company and they send me a paper contract in the mail, it always comes in a clear file. Not like a fun clear file like the ones we're giving away, but just like a transparent one. I guess so the document doesn't get damaged? Oh, Mr. Shadow Ant has won the giveaway. Congratulations! If you're still in the chat. Yeah, honestly, I use clear files a lot to keep my tax stuff in order. I'm very on top of things when it comes to taxes. It's very important since I what was I gonna say? Since I'm self-employed, kind of. Oh, are they not in the chat anymore? Are you gonna maybe DM them over Twitch? You know what, even if you couldn't win the clear set, I keep saying clear set, clear file set, I recommend just buying it for yourself, because, I don't know, where do you find clear files like that over here? I'm sure if you went to like a anime merchandise store, you can get them. They're just hard to find over here. In general. Actually, the clear file set started off as just a Japan exclusive merchandise proposed by our Japanese staff. I think it's really cool how not only has Fangamer branched off into a Japanese division, they also make their own stuff that caters to a more Japanese market. The Rego file folders that are common here are so useless when you have clear files. Paper can escape 3 ways in a folder, only 2 ways in a clear file. Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, that's one thing I love about clear files is they're kind of like a pocket. So your papers or whatever flat items you keep in there actually stay in. You can't really tell she's wearing a padded vest in this. I'm gonna fix that, maybe? Just add more shininess here. Yeah, that works. Does the Japanese brand ship to the US? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm sure someone will in the chat. I know customers in Japan can order from the US site. They seem to do that pretty often. Actually, does anyone know what the situation is like right now with getting stuff shipped from Japan? Because I know for a while, like a few months ago, like stuff was just like not coming through. And I think at a certain point, people started finally getting their mail from Japan. DHL is all good? Yeah, stationery is pretty boring over here. There's like so much fun stationery in Japan. It's ridiculous. I always go for the stationery section whenever I go there. Oh, you got the Pixel Queen plushie from Game Center CX? I actually have that one. That's the only one of the Royal set that I own. Someone found it in a store in Japan, like a used store, and I said I want that, so they got it for me and sent it to me. Ah yes, Toreba. I've never actually tried using Toreba. I'm almost afraid of starting. I think I would get addicted to it. Toreba is like that remote Japanese crane game service where you can play crane games on the internet, and if you win something, they'll ship it to you. But I think you have to kind of deal with lag sometimes. I think I've seen some people expressing frustration over that. Oh no, Brit! Yeah, Brit, you went ham on those machines when you were there. I know a lot of people who are like really hooked on Toreba. And it's not like it's impossible either, like they've won a lot of things. And there are even, yeah, Ryan, like Carrie mentioned, and there are even people whose whole like home business is like to win things from Toreba and just resell it here. Like one time I went to a tiny like nerdy convention where lots of people were selling old toys of theirs. There was one guy with a giant booth full of like giant cute plushies and other things you can win from crane games. And it was all one from Toreba that he was reselling. Carrie, I know Ryan's like just generally good at those crane games. Does that factor into how often he wins? Or do you think it's like pretty fair and balanced? Especially during the lockdown, I've like been really tempted to start playing. I'm just afraid of like ending up with a lot of plushies that I don't need or have room for, and then not being able to offload them to anyone. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. I'm just like looking it over now to see if there's anything I missed. I need to work on Pearl's face a bit more. I finished a lot sooner than I expected, so that gives me time to tweak it. I think I'll shade her crown a bit more here. I'm just like zooming out and seeing if there's any areas that could be more well defined. I think this area where Drybone's shell and Celeste's stomach is meeting is kind of looking jumbled, so I'm just gonna like take away some of the shading here to make it pop more. And then add more shading to her to just like push her behind a bit more. Oh, the West Coast has less Toriba lag. That makes sense. We are closer to Japan. Since I have time, I'm gonna make this look more like a Uchiwa fan by adding some of the ribbing definition. And you end up with so many of these just walking down the street in the summer in Japan. So like handed out to you as a way to advertise your business. Gotta admit, it is very helpful though. Hi, Clem Hazard. Yeah, someone requested Say from Valhalla, so she made it in. She approves of toddler teeth. That's the main topic of this picture. If you want to see how we got to this point, you can watch the VOD of this stream, either on Twitch or the Fangamer YouTube site when we upload it later. I think that's pretty good. Add just a few more flavor lines. Oh, I didn't shade Ori actually. Let me do that. Maybe I'll get into some Toriba action after this. It begins. I saw Chris from He's one of our Fangamer employees. He won a big slime plushie. Dragon Quest slime. But I think I already have the one that he won. But I do always see slime stuff on there. Just from like other people posting videos of themselves playing Toreva. Oh right, I decided on Sei. Yeah, because Sei is like a character I've not yet drawn for Fangamer. I've done merch of a lot of other characters, so you can check out the link that was just dropped in chat. I think Ori is gonna be thinking about teeth. I don't know if Ori has teeth. I don't think you ever see Ori with his mouth open. He might have teeth, who knows. Alright, now I gotta sign this. There we go. Nice group picture. All the characters requested from people in the chat. Actually, one more thing. Anytime I think I'm done, I'm like... I spot something else that I haven't finished. I just shade Majima's torso a bit. There's like nothing going on here right now. There we go. Now it's done. It is a great theme, I agree. I would not mind doing more teeth-related pictures and more teeth talk in the future. I'll definitely stream for Fangamer again. Please follow me on Space Coyote on Twitter. You can see it at the bottom of my stream layout here. And next week's Fangamer stream will feature Laura Verdon, so please tune in for that. Actually, let me pull up my outro. There's all my info. If you're not familiar with my work, please go to my website or my Twitter or my Fangamer collection to see everything I do. And I will post the picture I drew on Twitter as soon as I'm done closing up here. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the teeth. Stay safe.